Chris, if we just get you to talk about your round today.
Sure thing. Yeah, after a little bit of a crazy beginning to the week, after winning the Honda last week, definitely that 5:30 alarm came really early this morning. But you know, I was excited. It's felt a little bit like a zombie this morning, but can't really take away from the excitement that I have playing this event every year. I know I've talked about it some in the last few days, the personal relationship I had with Mr. Palmer, and I just have always loved this golf tournament. He was a big influence and somebody that I really looked up to, and so it's, you know, this tournament is because of that, and also because of how, you know, that I've played pretty well here over the years. Makes it a really special week, and a week that I look forward to.
Do you have a favorite Arnold Palmer story?
I played golf with him at Seminole, in the Seminole Member Pro one year. I need to look up what year that was, probably 8 years ago, something like that. And I just remember, you know, obviously being nervous to play with him, but I just could not believe at the age that he was at that time. I mean, the guy just hit it out of the middle of the face all day long. I remember playing number 7 at Seminole. It's a par 4 downhill tee shot, and the second shot's over a pond. And he's got probably 200 yards in or something like that. And, you know, he's, like I said, he hit it out of the middle of the face, but he hadn't flown one more than 160 all day. So, you know, no prayer of him making it over this pond. He pulls out 3-wood and just absolutely flushes it right at it, lands dead in the center of the pond, and he's just, damn, like he thought he had it still, you know, like he absolutely smoked it. But just seeing the way that he was, and you know, I had been around him a lot before that, but, you know, getting to spend 4 hours with him and play golf was, you know, obviously something I'll never forget.
What was the first time you met him?
First time I met him would have been Palmer Cup. I played in the Palmer Cup my junior year and senior year in college, and so I don't remember the sights of them, but yeah, I got to meet him and be around him a little bit then, and then I remember him speaking played the U.S. Amateur at Oakmont. He was there for the player dinner and spoke. We all got to say hello to him, and then from my first year on tour, I was lucky enough to played well enough in the spring and beginning to be able to be in the top 70 on FedEx and be able to play here, and, you know, definitely a week that I wouldn't miss.
Can you put into words what the last few days has been like from Sunday evening to now? And, you know, did you know, you've been on hot streaks before where you just know you're playing well, and everything you look at looks like an opportunity, whatnot. But what has it been like for the last few days for you, and just to kind of come back off of the high of Sunday night?
It's gone by fast. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I've stayed busy, and I played at Seminole with Terry McGurk, my partner I play with every year. We were first off on Monday, 7:25, so I took about a 3-hour nap Sunday night before doing that, and then headed on up here. Tuesday morning I actually went to some baseball. A lot of people know how much of the Atlanta Braves and a baseball nut I am in general. A good friend of mine, Charlie Culberson, who used to play for the Braves, signed with Tampa Bay, and they were using the Disney complex for a little while, so I went there and just kind of sat on the edge of the dugout, the railing of the dugout, and watched them warm up for a couple hours, and before coming out here to do a few things and to get a little practice in. And actually Charlie and my caddy Michael and my agent Jeremy, the 4 of us played at Isleworth yesterday morning, and had a blast. I think Charlie hit about 5 or 6 houses out there, so sorry, it was him, not me. But we had a great time, and he's a really good dude, and become a good friend over the years. And you know, I've just tried to after Sunday night, I've just tried to sleep as much as I can, get as much rest as I can. I'll be doing some more of that this afternoon.
Doesn't
definitely.
sound like you've left a lot of room
Nap
for sleep,
time.
though, from the things you just discussed.
No, I still have been getting in bed at 8:39. You know, so but yeah, I've definitely been busy, and so it definitely 5:30 came early this morning, and felt strange a little bit, like, you know, that okay, we're really doing this all over again. So felt a little bit out of it in the very beginning, but then settled in and played some solid golf.
What was the scene where you got to see your kids watch you win? What was that like?
That was unexpected for me. Definitely emotional for sure. I did not expect that reaction from, you know, my two older boys, Sawyer and Foster, both just cried their eyes out, you know, and I was able to. My next door neighbor, Scott Duvall, he's a videographer and set up some stuff right there at the end, and so yeah, I mean, it was a lot of relief and jubilation from a lot of my family, but then to see my boys just in tears, you know, that it meant that much to them and how happy they were for me was incredible. And then it was a long couple days waiting on them to get down here. They flew down yesterday afternoon, and so yeah, it was awesome going to pick them up from the airport yesterday, and just, you know, that's kind of how it is. You know, even if I'm gone for a week, you know, it's like I've been gone for a year. So it's great. You know, it's the ages that they are at 5, 9, and 10. It's just it's a real treat for me to get to be their dad, and it's incredible.
Having told your story as often as you have you had people reach out, maybe through email or through your agent, maybe asking for advice or counsel, or I mean, and how receptive are you to that?
Yeah, I've had a lot, and I'm very receptive to it. A lot through social media, and I wouldn't say I always am responding a few hours later or anything, yeah, but I definitely always try to get to anyone that reaches out to me, especially in that regard, you know, that they're having trouble or something's going on, and I'll be happy to kind of give a few things of, you know, get a little bit more personal of what I've done, and to get back on the right track and get my life back going the way I wanted to.
All good? Chris?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sir?